going to be headed in towards his top lane, and Renekton and Irelia are going to do battle in that bottom lane. So whether we'll see another switch after that remains to be seen.
Well, I think they're happy to kind of match this up right now. I think M5 tried to, I want to say they tried to read this and sort of mind game it and get themselves in a situation. I feel like the 2-on-2s are good on both sides here. Generally speaking, Sona Ezreal is a great lane at 2v2ing, so I think they're happy to fight against the AD carries here.
Has Diamond doing his red buff, already used the smite earlier on. That will be finished off by him. Helios also used his smite for that red buff start. We'll see if they try and get in onto this action early on. You can see there 2 wards already down on the AZB side of that top river. So already got great vision there if Lee Sin were to come through that river side, which I guess he's not going to do. Wants to make sure that he gets off to a good start in terms of his farm.
That's going to be fine. You know, right now, these guys are simply going for the gold income early on. You're seeing a slight gold advantage actually for M5 BenQ, but a lot of that's because they're pushing the top lane and they're pushing the bottom lane a little bit. This might set up a gank here for Diamond. He's level 3 and he's looking to the bottom lane.
Yep, headed straight in here, but there's that ward inside of the tri-bush.
Oh, I thought he was going to be smart about it and expect the tri-brush ward and just kind of lane gank it. Instead, he's going to be spotted here by Flame. You can see Flame hiding so far back because of it.
Yeah, but Diamond here says, well, I'm probably not going to get in there, but what I will do is steal away that big golem and leave one little bit less for Nocturne as he comes back down into this jungle. So, bit of a pensive start from both sides. Diamond here actually in the enemy jungle, which we've talked about this before. That's what Diamond likes to do. That's his play style, to be in the enemy jungle as much as possible. Darian also in there as well. So are they going to go for a 4-man push on towards Ambition in the top? If they manage to get that grasping root down, that could be where this first blood comes in. Or not as he goes away.
Yeah, no, they're not quite finding anything out there. They are just trying to deny gold as best they can. Darian actually waiting around in the brush by the Lizard camp. He's trying to bait someone in to like expect the roam and counter gank, and nothing's really happening here. So he's just simply kind of waiting around for a little bit too long. He is going to wait. Oh, he's going to go counter jungle even harder. M5, they're playing tricksy here, just stealing away the race as much as they can and just denying gold from Helios. That's a really good move here.
Well, considering that Helios has that fantastic record on the Nocturne, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that they're trying to shut him out of the game. Meanwhile, in this top lane, we are seeing Diamond going through that tri-bush. He was spotted by the ward, so they know he's gone. Helios deciding not to follow up in towards that top lane, and they will remain in that situation. For now, Darian just coming back into this bottom lane after stealing those raids away earlier on. And all is good. In terms of the CS, Diana actually got a nice lead over Zyra in the middle, 38-28. AD carries are pretty much bang even. Renekton got a solid lead there as well, and also obviously took those races earlier on. He's not super healthy at the moment, so needs to be a little bit careful. Flame does have the ignite.
Yeah, the one thing that Darian has on his back pocket, though, is his passive gives him 50% bonus Fury gain whenever he's low. And you can see he's actually maxing Cull the Meek, which will give him a lot of health back every time he uses it with Fury on. But Helios is waiting to gank him on the turret.
Yep, Helios here waiting off towards the side. There's the ping on towards him. Lane going to be pushed through, and Helios decides, nope, not going to go for it just yet.
I'm surprised he left. I mean, Helios, I think Flame was playing the lane right. He was trying to make it look like he wasn't shoving too hard, but still shoving to the turret all the same and trying to set up for that kill. I guess why they turned back was they saw Darian chug that last health potion, and I was like, you know what? He's actually like 75%. I don't think we can burst him down anymore.
His top lane, the AD carry support lane, has been fairly uneventful so far. A little bit of damage exchange, as you would expect. But the CS in favor currently of Genja at this stage. There is Ambition actually going to be stealing away the Wraiths once again from the M5 side of the map. So both teams really wanting to control the enemy jungle camps and deny as much as they possibly can.
Oh, that's pretty wise overall. I mean, I really like this play from M5 BenQ. It's what initially brought them up to fame, which is just stealing away everything from the jungle. And look at the punishment there, the top lane. Captain Jack brought so low from that pressure, and that is that sustain lane really doing work. They're constantly going in for fights and just letting Sony heal them back up at the end and then going in for another fight. It's giving quite the advantage here to M5's duo lane. You can see they're up 10 minions.
Yeah, Genja doing a fantastic job, and hopefully they've kind of got a little bit inspired by that defeat in the last game, and they rallied around. They did do a team huddle after that second game, which I don't remember seeing them do earlier on. So maybe they clubbed together. Manager Groove, who actually is a former Counter-Strike professional player, certainly has a lot of experience in these kind of situations. Will be able to offer some really wise words to them as well. So hopefully from Moscow 5's point of view, they've got that all figured out. Meanwhile, Diamond Prox doing his blue buff.
And this is cool. Like, we talked a little bit in the beginning game about how it's game 3. The players don't want to make any crazy moves and make any silly mistakes. And the thing is, M5's like, you know what our crazy don't make mistakes move is? Invade the jungle every 12 seconds. I love that from that team, that they will just constantly make moves. And you can see they've built themselves a legitimate 300 gold lead just from out jungling. I mean, you see the minion kills 33 to 30. You'd think that Helios is ahead, and watch me be wrong here. Nope, he's actually up 50 gold individually with less kills because he's taking the big camps away, and he's just overall getting themselves ahead. You can see a huge lead, Darien over Flame. That's where a lot of it's coming from, honestly.
Yeah, he's got that double Doran's Blade in there, plus the Ruby Crystal as well. Headed up towards that Phage, compared to Corki, who's got a single Doran's Blade, Vamp Scepter, and the Health Crystal as well. Meanwhile, Ambition getting his blue buff for this middle lane, which has been fairly uneventful. Like I said, Zyra does have a lot of disengage, which is maybe why Ambition's like, well, I'm just going to spend my time farming here. Maybe later we get in on the action, as Genja actually going to be in maybe a little bit of trouble here, as Captain Jack taking good damage back there. And in the end, they decide not to follow through with that one on towards Genja, who is coming back in himself, and also not super high. Here comes Diamond around the side, but he's missed the Q.
That was a nice play there. They knew they had Exhaust Ignite, all their flashes up. They could happily bait Captain Jack in, trying to get him into a place where he would actually Valkyrie forward. Because if he did that, he'd immediately get dropped down, and Diamond would have made that kill happen. And so, a nice attempt there. Couldn't quite make it work. The one thing, though, is now I think the mid lane's going to start gearing up. Pre-6, Ambition's not able to do a lot of things as Diana, and now that he has the blue buff, he can actually start spamming the abilities out and trying to push in a bit more onto Alex Ish.
Darien having this free farm down in the bottom. 69 or 70 to 53. Come back in there with that Giant's Belt and the Ninja Tabi.
Again, I'm guessing the Sunfire Cape's going to be the build here for Darien. When he plays a melee bruiser who wants to get into the mix, he gets that build together and just dives forward, and he'll just start dropping health bars passively. It's a really good build there for Renekton.
This was, half smart from Ambition as he comes through there, wants to gank through the lane, and there's a ward put down right in the top lane by Gosu Pepper there. So great play, great vision from Moscow 5 to get that down, to stop those lane ganks coming in, warn them as early as possible, and Diana just going to be wasting that time. In fact, will in the end just go back from there, actually picking up the Sorcerer's Shoes plus a Negatron Cloak first.
I want to put out that Flame is psychic, by the way. He just walked up to that brush and dropped the ward literally 10 seconds before Diamond is like, yo, I'm going to lane gank this. And so he completely knows that Diamond's waiting around to make that happen. You'll see Darien slowly push the lane out, and then, no, he's going to leave. He found out that he was being sniped there, or he just simply realized that there wasn't an opening here, but a really nice move by Flame to keep himself away. Actually, take that back. Diamond's still waiting around.
Yeah, they may end up trying to dive in here onto Flame. I mean, he's pretty healthy with those health pots running as well, as Helios is going to come in here onto Diamond. He dashes away quickly onto the ward put down in that tri-bush, and they stay safe. So 10.5 minutes in, still no first blood. We saw that in the last game as well. It was quite a while before the first blood actually came down, and it's going to continue that way, and therefore we're cheering for those ward clearing.
Yeah, this is a really, really good set of moves, though. The thing is, Diamond's not been able to go for ganks very much because he's been focusing on counter jungling. He's been running into the jungle, finding things to kill off, and has been trying repeatedly to deny Helios and get him lower on gold. Helios just hasn't had anything available to him. They're actually going to jump in. There's Darien trying to escape the 1 versus 2. Looks like he's still on the run. Ignite is on, but he just runs too fast. That double dash getting him away. Burning Helios' ult, very useful. At the top lane, Captain Jack getting found out, though. The crescendo goes off. The wild growth, though, keeps him alive. Genja missing the true shot barrage, and he gets out, too.
Yeah, that's the problem that Captain Jack has now in this top lane. If he ends up going low, crescendo plus a true shot barrage is a lot of damage very quickly. So needs to keep his eye on that one. Did actually use his flash and his summoner heal there as well. So maybe some aggression going to come out in that top lane from Moscow 5 in the near future. Meanwhile, Diamond is also lane ganking again through that ward. So Flame knows he's there the whole time.
And just spamming out, using the ultimate to try to keep himself in decent shape. Now, no Nocturne ult does help M5's cause, but Ambition, he's looking for the top lane. I don't think he passed through any wards. They're pinging on to go forward. Now he's been spotted, and Genja's like, I'm not going to walk forward toward you, so I guess I'll leave now.
Here we go. Dragon started off. This is interesting stuff. They've seen Diana leave.
Yeah, they know about it.
Without that Diana going up there, being in the middle lane, they are going to be trying to take down this Dragon. There is Alex Ich coming in. Flame did have a peek, so he knows that Dragon is now underway. Can he get in there for a cheeky steal? No, he can't, but he's going to get in towards Diamond. Here comes the Zyra ultimate. Flame going to get knocked up, and is he going to get the kill? There's Darian chasing through. The Ignite is already down, and he gets the first blood, confirming the kill more than anything. Darian is maybe now going to have to back away with Ambition being there as well, but Moscow 5 picking that one up. That will give them a 2,000 gold lead.
And that was a great move by them. Genja actually under fire at the top lane. Goes Pepper trying as hard as he can to sustain him back up, simply maxing him a Valor, Aria of Perseverance right afterwards. Nothing in the haste buff there, clearing out the minions just in time to keep the turret up. That's going to go down next wave, though. AZB will take first turret blood in a couple seconds.
Now Ambition headed back in towards his middle lane. Let's have a bit of a look again at the CS and how that's been developing. Darian doing a great job against Irelia, 107 to 75. That is a big lead between these two, plus that first blood coming in onto him as well. There is that first turret going down in favor of AZB Blaze. In the middle lane, 138 to 140, real even stuff between Ambition and Alex Ich. And the items there, Finish Codex plus the Chalice, there's the overall gold score as well. You can see 400 extra, pretty much in that middle lane. The top lane, though, is, what is actually the bottom lane, but the Bruisers, at least, 1,000 gold difference almost between them.
Yeah, that's just a massive advantage. And the thing is, that's really Renekton's core play style. He's so aggressive early on. He's got a lot of sustain, more than Irelia, honestly. And more damage than she does, too. Aurelia's big gambit is that she will scale better. It's a little bit easier to dive in. It's a bit easier to chunk down squishy targets, and she just wants to reach that late game phase. The difficulty, though, is she's being pushed on so aggressively. She's had to itemize an early Vampiric Scepter, the Doran's Blade as well, the Ninja Tabby. She's just trying to survive Darian's advances, and it's proving a bit difficult.
Yeah, it certainly is, and he's got that health now and the damage extra in there with that Sunfire Cape, just to you know, really force the issue if needs be. Good damage onto that turret, already down to half health as Flame does come back into the line. Obviously, meanwhile, in the bottom lane now we have those the AD support lane coming back down into their more normal habitat of that bottom side.
Well, it's a good situation here, I think, for AZB, because they got the first turret. They're happily, I mean, it's kind of shown, even though they're not winning in minion kills, they're clearly out-pushing M5, and so they're going back to the lane where they can push out and pick a new turret.
Oh, wow. Ultimate use there by Diamond Prox, actually, to knock Ambition away. Didn't fancy spending too much time getting to know him there by those wraiths. But in the middle lane, we do have three of them. Zyra, Lee Sin, and also Renekton waiting in the wings. And they're going to go for their first turret here on Moscow 5. Are they going to be able to take this one down? That middle turret, always a valuable. And there we go, taken down. Nice work from M5.
Alrighty, and on they move forward. They're actually going for aggression at the bottom lane here. A bit of damage on the Gozu Pepper. And it's kind of crazy how Zubu does it, because I know I keep repeating it, but it's just true. They don't have sustain there, and so any damage they take tends to stick to them, but they're still able to go forward and put a lot of damage off onto the opposite team and try to set up ganks and try to set up offensive situations. And it's actually, to be honest, working for them.
Yeah, and the good thing now for AZB as well is that Summon Heal is back up, Flashes and Exhaust overall are back in there after they were burnt in that top lane. So they are safe again for a little while, but still Ezreal got that edge with the creep score.
And that is useful, and you can actually see the gold difference, about 500 between the two AD carries. Genja in the lead, most of that being the Dragon kill, giving 190, and then of course the minion kills you saw.
Wow.
Oh man, Helios, nice try looking for the pressure. Won't quite get that onto Alex Ich.
We've been singing Helios' praises the entire day of his Nocturne, and that was like the easiest Q that he'll ever miss. But still, what you're going to do is he is going to dive in here on towards Genja. Are they going to be able to lock him down? There's a good crescendo, but they're in there. Diana coming down, gets the one kill. Will he be able to finish off here onto Genja? He's going to back away. But nonetheless, a kill is a kill, and that will bring us back to 1-1. Alex Ich now coming down as well with Zyra. Needs to be, I was going to say, doesn't really know where they are, but there was a siege minion running all the way through the bush with them as well.
Chased
That good old moving ward.
Actually, here comes a little spat. Oh my gosh, the burst damage. Helios falling over. And now he's going to keep going for the pain, dropping low. Diamond lands it. That's going to be one kill. He flashes forward, slows down Captain Jack. He's going to keep the moves going. Has to flash away from the grasping roots. Wise choice, Captain Jack. But look at that counter gank.
That positioning there from Alex Ich was absolutely brilliant. Just waiting outside of the tri-bush and getting things done. In the meantime, Flame actually did push that top turret down. Actually, no, that's a lie. It was already down before. But pushing the top lane out in towards the inner turret, and we could see that Ezreal Sona not feeling too confident there for Moscow 5. Decided to go once again into this top lane, which, now, for me, could be even more dangerous for them if they try and push out to farm.
I think it is dangerous for them just because they're going to lose a turret at the bottom lane basically right here. And I think they knew that going in that they were setting themselves up for another turret to fall down. Now, I don't like that because it's a bunch of gold that you're kind of giving to the opposition, but they're just letting that happen.
Yeah, we see here Darian actually working his magic in towards Lustboy. Ultimate is on, he is exhausted, but I'm not sure that Lustboy is going to escape this one. There it is, the slow coming out, but he's not finished just yet. There's the stun. Darian's going to take down Lustboy. And that's the danger. Sunfire Cape, plenty of HP, as Infranectar's not tanky enough anyway with that ultimate running. And he's able to just take down the support player, and his AD carry couldn't do anything about it.
That's absolutely great. It's the oh my gosh, Ghost Pepper getting caught up in the middle lane. You look at the damage coming out, and that is an immediately killed champion. And that's only 2 of the team's 3 assassins going to work with no support from the back line. However, M5, with a champion down, said, well, we know Corki's back to base, and Lustboy's dead too, so Dragon's ours.
However, Azubu are still hanging around. In fact, no, Diana and Irelia are going to back away. They're just doing a bit of damage onto the turret. True Shot Barrage came in, and that will get rid of the minions and force them to back away again. So let's take a look at where we are in the game. 4-2 in kills, 2-1 in turrets in favor of Blaze, 23.5 to 27,000 gold, as that second turret will actually be picked up there. So still close stuff, with Moscow 5 though having that slight advantage.
And this is really, really good for them. The difficulty, though, is that these teams work in different ways overall, and that's always, it's a good thing when you look at it. You know, assassins can come in. Diana's an amazing initiator. You can always pick up kills out of nowhere when you're a Zubu Blaze. It'll always be an available option to you, and if M5 ever makes one misstep, and you saw actually that free kill on Ghosty Pepper, happen to be clearing a ward, happen to be around the enemy team, give up a kill, a Zubu Blaze is very good at making the situations happen. And as far as 5v5s go, though, M5's in a bit of an advantage for those because they're up in gold and because they really have a more R-button team, a team where they want to, you know, just fight together, use area of effect abilities. And so, to me, Azubu Blaze is it's up to them to make special moves and make crazy things happen and pick up kills out of nowhere.
I can see it in the top lane. Flame going to go head-to-head with Darian, as he does have that wit's end now, so obviously fancying his chances a lot more. He's going to try and push in right out of this lane, which he successfully does, at least for now, but we can see there's a bit of movement up towards that side as a ward does go down there. Diamond going to be taking that one down as the crowd goes wild.
Super wild, and here we go. Diamond actually looking around just to farm up the top lane, up against Flame for, you know, because why the heck not? Captain Jack getting that lizard buff is a very, very big deal. Really helps his team because very few champions will actually dive onto him, and he just wants people to kite those very easily, or just simply chase down. Again, Azubu wants to pick up kills one by one and kind of dive in, so that slow will help him massively. And that's kind of all I can say. Azubu needs to just find kills out of nowhere. They need good ward coverage. They need to have Diamond not find them with his oracles, and that's where Azubu can get an opening.
And if you can see there, just in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, 54 to 45% people voting right now. So really close run stuff, and game kind of reflected that one as well. That 3,000 gold difference there looked like we were going to see some action. Darian kind of rushing in there, but then going straight back out, and Azubu not wanting to risk anything either, are going to be backing off from that.
The one thing I want to point out, actually, is the fairly defensive build here from Alex Ich. He recognizes the enemy team, seeing that it is full of assassins, and that Zyra wants to keep putting out spells throughout the fight. So his second item was a Zhonya's Hourglass. He recognizes he's going to get dived on, and he needs to survive that kind of encounter, put down the Strangle Thorns, Zhonya's through it, and then retreat after everyone's knocked up into the air, and after everyone takes Crescendo to the face. So it's a good adaptation here from Alex to make sure he's not the target of assassins and he doesn't fall first.
We see that ward's just been put down over by Baron. Ping's going up there as well for Azubu Blaze. Lustboy with the Oracle is just off towards the side, so we'll be no doubt clearing up in a little while there as well. There's the one by the Blue Buff down. And also on the other side, 2 wards in a matter of seconds.
Man, that's a good rate. That's actually really scary. If you see wards die that fast, you know your team's in trouble.
Luckily, they both did it at the same time. So are they both in trouble, or are they both in a good position?
Well, the poor wards are actually just getting, genocided here. I feel really bad. If you're a ward, I'm sorry for your kind. Lustboy, again, a ward kill. He's going to walk it. Oh, that doesn't count for the drinking game, I guess. But Lustboy missing out on a ward kill he could have gotten. That said, M5 does collapse together. Got to make sure their wards are safe themselves. Helios actually taking a bit of punishment in the mid lane, down below half. That's not, oh wow, and he burned the flash for it. He didn't need to. You can tell right now Azubu are feeling a little bit afraid of M5's champions.
Yeah, and with this Darien in there, they probably should be able to, get in onto those turrets nicely. They have decent shields in there with them as well, but they're not going to go for that one, knowing that Azubu may just decide to dive right in on top of them with that composition that they are holding. Look at this, Ambition off to the side. This is like the perfect position as well for Ambition to go in. If he can prepare, things really will kick off for him.
I don't think they can burst down Ghost Pepper before he can ult though. They don't have a major, they don't have like, Cho'Gath or something, or an easy point and click stun. If they, unless Lustboy like flash whimsies, they can't kill Ghost Pepper before he hits Crescendo. I would not want to go for him first if I was Azubu whatsoever. Thing is, they don't have a good target as a problem. Diamond and Darien are both pretty tanky. Alex each has Zhonya's. Genja can jump out. He's got Flash and Arcane Shift up. The sad thing is, there's not a good target here for Azubu, and a lot of it's because he picked up Zhonya's.
2,700 gold the difference here. The lead for Moscow 5 in game number 3 of this lower bracket quarterfinal. I'm still not sure if it's technically a quarter or a semi-final. I'm pretty sure it's a quarterfinal.
We're top 8 at this point, yeah?
Just going to call it a quarterfinal. There we go. And yeah, all tied up, 1-1. Winner of this game will go on to play CLG Prime. Loser will be going home. It's a long trip for either of them, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. But, you're seeing them, at this point, one of the things we actually talked about in general in this tournament is international teams traveling far and jet lag being a factor. And a lot of people could have, sort of said, well, my favorite team didn't win because of the long travel times. But at this point, these teams flew in by Tuesday or Wednesday. It's now Saturday. These guys have got to have acclimated to their environment by this point. These guys are absolutely putting on their A game, and you're seeing them, they are a little bit cautious here back and forth, but they're really putting forth their best effort, killing out wards as often as possible. And you can see M5, once again, they're posturing. They want this dragon. They're a little bit split up, though. This could be a very dangerous place. And actually, the best thing for Azubu to do is actually come in from multiple angles and not all take Crescendo to the face.
Well, Moscow 5 seem to realize that. They saw Nocturne coming around from that backside, and they've backed away from that dragon, but they don't want to be losing positioning of that. And as I say, they do decide to go back down towards the dragon pit itself. Check out what kind of vision Azubu have actually got there. There is that one ward, I think, in the back of the pit, maybe. I can't actually see that because all their icons are over the top. But here we go. Alex Each going to get dove on. There is the Lulu ultimate. Zyra ultimate going in as well. Wasn't super effective. And Alex now may just fall from this one. Helios was trying to get the damage down. Look at Ambition being blown up. A double kill coming out. And it's currently a 3-for-1. Azubu have to run away from this one. Captain Jack actually coming back in from that bottom side. May just help them out. But Flame going over the top of the wall onto Darien, gets the stun in there. There is the kill. Flame on a killing spree, and that is 4-for-1. Doesn't get much better than that from Azubu's point of view.
That was excellent and exactly what they needed. One of the major assassins, Flame on Aurelia, managed to skirt most of the major crowd control. He was able to dive in, kill Sona for, they didn't need to kill Sona at that point, but they killed him for the gold after Crescendo was burned. Immediately got the turn to Genja. Genja had nowhere to go, had to flash out, didn't matter, still got picked up. And Mission actually found the right targets. He actually forced everything out of Alex Ish early on, and he got Stranglethorns only on 1 or 2 champions, and that's the real risk here. They all came in from different sides. The ults didn't hit more than 2 champions each, and suddenly that's the wheelhouse for M5 gone. That area of effect crowd control is not really all that effective anymore, and everything got picked apart by single target damage. It was a great fight.
Yeah, 2 turrets taken from that as well. Helios taking out the outer middle turret, plus that inner bottom turret was taken as well, straight off the bat. So let's have a look down the items there, which obviously have developed since we did have a fairly long standoff there. As I said earlier, Wits End on Irelia, Phage in there as well, compared to Renekton's Morvmal Mortius, plus that Sunfire Cape and a Kindle Gem. In the middle lane, we have Abyssal Scepter, Zhonya's Hourglass in there, plus another Chain Vest for Diana, and for Zyra, it is the Zhonya's Hourglass. Second Needlessly Large Rod going up towards that Death Cap, and the Athene's Unholy Grail. For the AD carries, both got a Trinity Force up till now. Ezreal actually got the Chain Vest in there. Corki going that bit more extra damage with the pickaxe.
This is something that M5 does really well, is they're very, very adaptive in their builds. They realize they're up against assassins, so you saw the early Zonias from Alex Ish. You're now seeing an early Guardian Angel coming out from Genja because he needs it to survive Aurelia's damage output. The difficulty, though, is it's going to allow Captain Jack to scale up in damage. And the one thing I actually don't like is Darien going for a Spirit Visage next to sustain better, because what he really needs, I feel, is a Last Whisper to actually crush down onto Ambition, who's got a lot of armor right now. He's going to have Zhonya's and GA. He needs to be that assassin that, he needs to be more than just a tank here, Darien. I think he actually needs to put out damage output himself, because Alex is not going to be able to. He's going to be so defensive and pushed so far back. They need someone actually wreaking havoc in the back lines.
And there's Guardian Angel just bought out outright by Irelia.
And and the thing is, it's crazy too, because the build from Flame is, he's just like, you know what, screw it. Wits End's gonna give me attack speed. Phage will let me slow things down. I need to be tanky. Let's do this. And this really, really allows that team to dive forward. And honestly, building tanky on AZB lets them shrug off that initial burst from the area of effect and just continue on from there. Again, in both these cases, these teams are making great adaptations.
Both teams here posturing around that Baron area once again. Diamond Prox with the Oracle, gonna walk into the bush, gets himself a ward.
Woo!
Will even just for effect there, dodge out to his own at the end.
It's cute to watch, it's fun.
Like he needed to. Well, here we go then. Azubu actually pushing in. They're going to grab on towards Gosu Pepper. This could be bad. Nocturne going to go in there. That was a decent crescendo coming down. Actually, they're getting hit here by Alex Hitch. A good amount of damage from the back. What a play out of Alex Hitch. They didn't expect that one whatsoever. There's a Zhonya's Hourglass pop by Ambition, but is he going to go down before picking up anyone else? Yes, he will. Moscow 5 in the end. Don't lose a single man. They pick up 3. That may even become more here as Flame backs away. He obviously does have that Guardian Angel. And Moscow 5 say, right then, we've got the man advantage. We've got plenty of health. Let's go back and take the Baron.
That's definitely their Baron. I don't see anyone stopping that. And the one thing to point out for that fight was Gosu Pepper's crescendo that was used defensively actually caught Captain Jack's Corki just by the corner of it. And Darien played his job so well. He's not a champion who peels. He's not good. He's not someone who's going to be defensive and keep your team alive. He's going to go run in, be a crocodile with a gigantic axe thing, and kill everything that he possibly can. He jumped onto Captain Jack. Jack couldn't even flash out of that fight. He burned heal. That wasn't enough for him. Got crushed out by Darien's just significant damage output just because the crescendo barely managed to land. Really, really nice fight there.
Yeah, and Alex Hitch coming in from the side, which I don't think Azubu expected in a million years there. I think they thought that Alex was somewhere else on the map. He comes in there at the side, manages to get the ulti, plus the roots in there. Great burst damage, as we've seen from him a little bit earlier on as well. And they try to take down this inner turret, obviously with that Baron buff on now. The extra stats, the regen, and what have you, is going to give them a lot of time to get in there and be picking up more turrets. In terms of turrets themselves, Blaze still have the lead. Gold, Moscow 5, obviously, with those good kills earlier on. It's a 2-kill lead for them, plus taking out that Baron. They are now a 4,000 gold up.
That's a good place for them to be, honestly. They've got complete map control, of course. They're down in turret kills, which in this case I'd actually consider an advantage because it gives them more things to kill right at this point. While they still have 2.5 minutes of Baron, they're going to try to find things to kill and to build their advantage forward. Flame having to burn Flash, gets crescendoed as well. This is not a good place for Flame. He's trying to run, has Guardian Angel, and just dives back in. He knows he's surrounded.
Yeah, he's going to get his Guardian Angel popped here, but Moscow 5 backing away, which I think taking down really is Guardian Angel here. I mean, the cooldown's not exactly tiny. It's enough for Moscow 5 as they look to maybe push this tower out. The entire AZB Blaze team is actually there, ready and waiting. Aside, obviously, from Irelia, who's just gone back to heal himself up. But Moscow 5, once his minions come in, could do a substantial chunk of damage to the turret.
And they're going to. They've got great long-range champions. Zyra, Sona, and Ezreal all can easily poke on that and do some good damage here. They've got the Baron buff as well. They're happy to make this turret die. The unfortunate thing is they are going to be, I guess they are a little bit afraid of Blaze. I don't think they need to be quite so heavily, but they are playing it safe. It is game 3 after all. Losing this means elimination in this loser bracket quarterfinal, the round of the top 8 right now. Moving on means top 6, and they, of course, have the chance to win this tournament if they can win enough games in a row. They're going to play a bit defensively here. They will back off, and they're just trying to make some just map control. I mean, they'll steal away the Lizard buff. That's nice. That goes to Darien. Let's see what kind of moves they make. And it's going to be Dragon this time.
Yep, Dragon is already there, and this will be a simple extension of their gold lead for Moscow 5. Up above 5,000 gold now. There we can see decent chunks of gold for them all to go home and spend. So this next spike after this shopping trip may just be enough to win them an inhibitor or two.
No, they've got 1 minute left on Baron. Now, if they don't, I don't think need the Baron buff to fight well because they've got so many items. They're again up 5,000 gold. They're up in levels in general, and so they'll tend to outfight AZB Blaze. But if you have those last 45 seconds of Baron, you might as well use it and build your advantage. And I think we're going to look to see them do that.
Yeah. Then we've seen Rabadon's Death Cap being finished. GA, obviously on Ezreal. What else has picked up the remnants of a GA as well for Lee Sin. So just generally overall, that bit of a step forward from Moscow 5. And the question is, with that 1 minute or so of Baron still remaining, are they going to play it aggressively here, or will they just try and set things up so that they're perfectly positioned for that next Baron, and then really will be able to push their lead forward?
Well, I don't think they're thinking 3 minutes in the future just yet. This turret's mostly theirs. Unfortunately, Genja with the Lizard buff, because it deals damage over 3 seconds, if you poke anything, you're almost automatically going to pull turret aggro when you re-aggress there. And so he has to kind of choose, do I poke champion there or do I kill a turret? Because he's going to take aggro every time he goes for that.
So just Arcane shifting away there. Gosu Pepper took the full rocket from Corki in his place. And they wait for those minions to come in before they push this tower down even more.
This is their chance for the turret. If AZB Blaze wants to defend this, they've got to go in here.
And they're going to back away. Moscow 5 take turret number 4. We're tied now on turret kills. Question is, will M5 be able to get any more in this push?
They're backing off. Even without Baron buff, they're still pretty strong. The smarter play here is, I think, to actually look for more easy turrets. They could actually back with this bottom turret. AZB Blaze is on the other side of the base. If they just sent someone in to face tank it, they could get some good damage. Looks like instead they're going to run through the jungle, steal away some of these golems, and try to make that bottom lane push back down.
Pepper
very far forward.
Being a bit of a ninja yet. Waiting inside that bush, and they may want to change that idea.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
A few of them coming through. I guess it was the fact that they were just going back to push that minion wave out, and he was just going to wait in there. Keep the vision forward for them. Nice Genja Arcane shifting into a Q. Yeah.
Oh, well, they're going to sweep this out if they send Diamond back. There's the ward in the brush they wanted. The problem is, this is a very good play by AZB. They've warded that out as well, which really hurts Genja's ability to kite in and out and be invisible as he pokes. I don't think Diamond's going to sweep that out. You can see M5, without Baron, are still feeling very confident. They haven't bought in a while, but they still feel stronger on this map. There we go. That turret now dropped below half health, and the initiation goes in.
Diana actually going in there. Lulu ultimate came down. There's a crescendo. Plus the ultimate from Ezreal as well. And Moscow 5 may have done enough to force them away from this one. There is summon a heal used by Captain Jack just to try and give them enough health to stay around and not give this turret up completely. But the poke from Ezreal from Lee Sin going to be pretty deadly from Alex Hitch as well. Let's not forget he's running elixirs right now to try and boost that bit of an advantage that they've got. Actually, will land in onto Flame. Not the ideal target that they were looking for, but the minions are here once again, and they're going to pressure that turret down.
And here we go. The poke is again just there from Genja. While the minions still live, they're going to take that down. They are not quite looking to dive this, but they are playing aggressively, because once again, M5 is just the stronger team. They're now up in turret kills 5-4. Baron Nashor spawning in, let's see, it died at 29:46. So 25 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Moscow 5 played for that perfectly here. I mean, they've got plenty of HP remaining, and they should probably be able to get up there. Interestingly enough, not a single ward up by that Baron up till now, but you can see what Moscow 5 have. They're dropping on their way in towards that area. In fact, they're going to go shopping. Diamond, Gosu Pepper actually picking up 2 stacks there. So he's going to bring lots of wards back to the party to make sure that they have complete vision and control of this Baron area. You can see AZB know that they can't really afford to give another one away, and they will be looking for somewhat of a similar thing to do. In terms of the items, once again, Last Whisper finished on Corki, compared obviously to the Trinity Force, which they both have, but the Guardian Angel with Ezreal.
The funny thing I actually want to point out here is, so Diamond went and stole the golden buff away, which does hurt Ambition quite a bit. But the thing is, he used Smite to do it. So M5 don't feel very confident starting Baron with the chance to get out-smited. This is what Fnatic did against Taipei Assassins, is actually, they knew they were winning, but they almost refused to Baron at risk of it getting stolen away. It's a good place to start fights and force the other team to walk into you. But the thing is, they're happy to go for turrets and play that siege as well. I don't really expect Baron to be the easy play here for M5.
And AZB, they've got their wards down, those typical 4 wards on towards the entry to the Baron from the blue side. And they're quite happy now to back away, knowing that they'll see whatever Moscow 5 decide to go for. Here we go then, Diamond actually working his way in there. Are they going to push for a kill? They may have been able to catch Flame out there with no turret directly behind him. They want to take away this Lizard buff. Or are they going to have the damage for it? Are they going to go for the kill? Darian actually diving into the middle of them, but they need to get together. This is a great position for Alex Ich to get his ulti down if he's not stunned up the whole time. There is the ultimate out of Alex Ich. Flame going very low. Helios is low as well. Darian with his ultimate running. He's doing a lot of damage. Flame going to go on the rampage. Alex actually took down Nocturne there. Darian will finally drop as well. Ambition had his Guardian Angel popped, and Genja has left Gosu Pepper there to the mercy of Ambition, which, well, no mercy whatsoever. He just flashed away. We move away, though, to this bottom lane as we see them chasing, and the top lane where they're chasing, and that will be a 1 for 2, actually in the favor of AZB.
Oh,
but,
no.
Well, now it's going to be a 2
Not
for 2.
anymore. And they lost Oracles.
Yeah.
Diamond's still wearing his. That's an extra 400 gold sweep to the side. Really, really nice fight on really everywhere. Helios did fall early. Darian with a really good escape. I mean, this is so good for him. He's very, very tanky. Sunfire Cape, Aegis, just the Kindle Gems, I read that one wrong, and the Maw of Malmortius. He used them all fully, healed up, and was able to flash out and escape that battle with like no health left, which means that Captain Jack was sitting there trying to break down a tank and got no reward for it. That's why that fight went so closely, because the position was good for AZB. They dove in, they forced a lot of cooldowns early. They started out very strong there.
Yep, and AZB here going for the Baron. What are Moscow 5 going to be able to do about this one? Baron around about half HP. Lee Sin actually coming in from the side. AZB decide to leave that one up. They're going to go in on towards Diamond. Helios is there as well. Diamond going to be the easy target here as he gets feared back into the group. Will kick Ambition away. Flame was going low, and Diamond now having his GA pops, and that may have just bought enough time for Moscow 5 to get back over here. Ambition already had that Guardian Angel popped in the last fight, so he's got no second line of protection here, as we are going to see Captain Jack going low. Absolutely exploded by Alex Ich. And that's a valuable kill now for Moscow 5. No AD carry, and they're all full HP. You can see there the Guardian Angels up for 2 of them. I thought I could see there. Where am I missing one? Oh yeah, it's Zyra and Ezreal, and they are going to be kicking off Baron. And from this position, now there's nothing that AZB can really do.
And that's just so unfortunate. Captain Jack did not need to be there. Their team was already running away. He simply got a little bit too close, and the maximum range grasping roots from Alex Ich is the only reason they got that. And, well, that's all it took. It allowed them to have a completely safe 5-on-4 Baron kill. That's the only situation in which they would actually go for that, in which they knew they had ward coverage and no one would stop them. And now here comes the push. They're looking very, very good to kill this turret down and keep going.
Yeah, they may just keep going. Look at those wards as well for Moscow 5.
It's everywhere. I mean, we can see their vision. They see the entire upper jungle, everything around Baron, and they can keep pushing in.
Here we go then, turret taking pressure, actually should go down here. Genja the whole time going in onto it. Diamond actually will go in on towards Flame, and they force AZB to back completely away from this inhibitor. That's going to go down. That's the first inhibitor of this third and final game in this lower bracket match between M5 and AZB Blaze. What is the push now? I'm guessing that they're actually all sat on quite a chunk of gold after that.
The richest is Genja. He's got 3,000 gold. He gets a free, just full completed item. Last Whisper or Bloodthirster is his. It's Bloodthirster's the choice, actually. I'm a bit surprised because there's so much armor on the other team. He could really use the armor pen, but I'll trust him. He's going to do well here. A lot of lifesteal will help him survive. And again, he's facing a lot of assassins. He's got resist from the Guardian Angel, so if he can lifesteal some health back, he'll be just very, very tanky over and over.
And so an extra blasting one bought in there as well for Alex Ich, who's now 4-2-4 on Zyra.
Void Staff or Abyssal? Sorry.
Abyssal, I'd say.
He's fighting a lot of magic damage. Ambition's scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to see. He certainly knows better than me. But Darian here on this bottom side now. Going to push this wave out as well. And what are AZB Blaze going to do about this now? Because they've got nothing on the top. The natural choice then for any team once that top inhibitor down is the bottom inhibitor, because it's the furthest away. You force them to then split up.
Exactly. It's a really, really smart way of doing it. And you'll have to see every once in a while someone's going to split off, stop that top lane. The difficulty, though, is it's very far away right now. It's up by that top outer turret. It'll take a good 30 seconds until those minions actually reach anything remotely threatening in AZB's Blaze. AZB's base. Actually, the cool thing about that, though, for M5 is when it does reach, it'll be a gigantic minion wave. It'll require a lot of time from an individual to stop that out, and if they time it right, they can get a 5-on-4 dive on the turret.
So, M5 trying to siege down here. Genja actually did a good amount of damage to Captain Jack, and look at that turret. Doesn't take long whatsoever for Moscow 5 to completely rip its HP apart. And now those super minions are starting to push down.
Wow, and they'll backdoor it.
Right back in. And there we go. We are going to see that turret go down. The inhibitor will follow quickly as well. And will Moscow 5 stay here and fight? I mean, they've got minions coming into the middle lane as well. They can just walk through the base to that to that middle lane and take down that inhibitor turret as well. And that's all turrets down now outside of the base, but the fight's going to kick off. Flame going low. There's a Zyra ultimate. Ezreal ultimate comes across brilliantly as well. Ambition pops his Zhonya's. He's got a Guardian Angel in there as well. Flame's Guardian Angel was popped. This should be 2 kills straight after one another. There we go. It's Ezreal and Sona that pick them up. Captain Jack is one of the last hopes. They're trying to get as much health up as they can before they go in to try and rescue the Nexus. The turrets are down though, and Moscow 5 are going to take out AZB Blaze here in the IPL 5 lower bracket and move on to play CLG Prime.
Oh, excellent job. M5 N2, their first spout against